ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु भिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ते यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजय आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, chapter number 1. This is beginning from verse number 37. So this is a dialogue between Yamdutas and Vishnu Dutas, or the servants of Yamaraj, the Lord of Death, and associates of Lord Vishnu. And then story about Ajamila, who was about to die, and he called for his son, whose name was Narayana. So then Vishnu Duta appeared and they prohibited the Yamdutas from taking his soul away. So that time they were very surprised, the Yamdutas, and they questioned that who are you and how come you are interfering in our service? You have been ordered. So when this was spoken, then the Vishnu Dutas, they speak. Sri Shuka Vachu, Sri Sukdev said, Ityuktayam Dutastair Vasudevoktakariнаha Tan Pratyuchuhu Prahasyaidam Megh Nirhadya. When Yamdutas spoke like this to Vishnu Dutas, those who were there on the order, or those who are servants of Lord Vasudeva, then the Vishnu Dutas, they smiled and they spoke to the Yamdutas in a very deep voice like thundering of the clouds as follows. So prahashyati are dharmameva na janitha kimiti asmad bhayena dharmarajasya kinkara iti brutha. So Vishwanath Chakravarti says that you guys don't know what is dharma. And looks like that you got scared of us. And then you are saying that you are servant of dharma to protect yourself. Because sometimes when you are in trouble, you take the name of some big politician and related to that person, and maybe get some relief. So Vishnudutta is saying that you are saying so many things, but it looks like you don't know what is dharma, and then you say you are the servants of Dharmaraj, because they said that. So he says that, is it that you are scared of us and therefore you are telling lies that you are servants of Dharmaraj? So he says, looks like yam preta vishesha, that you are some ghostly beings. You're quite horrible. Eva asmad hastapati thakatha madhya jivasya thiti bhava. He says, today you have fallen in our hands, and you guys, we are not going to spare your life. So don't try to play tricks on us. Be straightforward. Sometimes some people, con men, they dress like police. This happens in India. They put some light on top of the car, they dress like police, then they stop a car on the highway on the pretext of trying to check something, and then they plunder them. But now if the car happens to be the car of policemen actually, then that's a very troublesome situation. This has also happened. So they are saying that you are trying to do some nonsense here, and you are saying you are servant of Dharmaraj, but you don't know what is Dharma, so you must be some ghostly beings. So today we will teach you a lesson. So this is what Vishwanath is making the meaning out of why they were smiling. And they speak two verses. Vishnu Duta Uchu, the servants of Lord Vishnu, they spoke as follows. Yuyam vai dharma rajasya yadi nirdeshakarinah bruta dharmasya nastatvam yacha dharmasya lakshanam. So they said that you claim to be the servants of Dharmaraj, the Lord of Dharma, and you say that you are on his order here. So tell us what is the definition of Dharma and what is the essence of Dharma, because that you must know. So they are straight away asking question, trying to identify them. Because, like you say, okay, you say you are servants of Dharma, where is your ID card? How do we know? So you can also fake ID card. People also can make fake passports and fake visas. But if you question that, you cannot fake it. If you know, then you are right. If you don't know, then there is something wrong. So it says, okay, define what is Dharma. So what is Dharma? But you can define what is Dharma. What is called Dharma? Krishna says he comes to establish Dharma. Dharma sanstapana artha sambhavami yuge yuge. So what is it? Manjari ji, you are the learned.
No, I'm not. But I would say it's proper system of proper behavior for the elevation of society.
So how do you know what is proper behavior?
Reference to the
If you go to New York, they have one type of proper behavior, and here they have another type.
Is that beauty? Is that beauty? Only is that
Lakshman will speak.
Truthfulness, non-violence, celibacy.
Yes, these are principles of Dharma. They will speak them. So, we will see what Yamdutas answer, because they are the servants, actually they are not faking. So, Nanu Vayam Dharmarajasya Duta Bhavama Eva Ke Tavad Asman Na Parichinvati Chinvanti Iti Ahudiyamiti. So, it is as if Yamdutas are saying that, what? We are the servants of Yamduta, don't you recognize us? So, of course, Vishnu Dutas have never met Yamdutas. So, Yamdutas are saying that you must recognize us, we are the famous Yamdutas. Right? So he says, don't you recognize us? So he says, no, we don't recognize, give some proof. Nirdesha no asman prati tattvam sarupam lakshanam pramanam. He says, tell us what is the definition, what are the characteristics of dharma, and what is the real essence of it. And kathanchid dhriyate danda kim vasya sthanam ipshitam dandyaha kim karine sarve ahoshvit katichinranam. And now specific they are asking, because they came to punish, or they were taking Ajamil for punishment. So he says, for what reason the punishment is given in dharma. Then one big part of dharma is about punishment. If you read Manusmriti, which is a dharma shastra, then the last chapter deals about punishment. 10th chapter is all about what punishment is to be given to a person who is doing something wrong. So Kathamsit Dhriyate Dande Kim Vasya Sthanam. So, and for what reason the punishments are given, and Dandya Kim Karine, and who are the people who are the object of punishment. Is it that only some people are punished, or everybody is punished? Ahoshit Katichinanam. So is the punishment for everybody? Because they are really trying to pinpoint Ajamil, that does he really deserve this, what you are trying to do? See their intention in asking this. So he says, why are you saying that he is punishable? With this intention they are asking this question, that what is the cause for which one is to be punished? Which are the types of punishment? Who are the subject of punishment? Is it everybody, or only some, or there are some people who want never to be punished? So this is the question they raised in these two verses. Kathamiti dandasya prakara prashna. Which are the various types of punishment? Tishtati asmaditi sthanam iti dandasya karan prashna. And what is the cause for which one is punished? Karina karmana iti vishya prashna, who is to be punished? And kim pashvadayopi kim va nrinam madhye katijit iti tatra vyavastha prashna. And is it that the animals are also punished? Or some are not punished, maybe only human beings are punishable and not animals? And among human beings also, is it that everyone is punishable? So what is the vyavastha or system for it? This is the question which is asked. So now Yamduta, they speak, and they give a long answer to this. So Yamdutaha Uchu, they spoke as follows. So first they define what is dharma. And as I said yesterday, that this is like a dialogue between Purmimansa and Vedanta. So Purmimansa deals with dharma. There are sutras by Gemini, which are called Mimansa Sutras. And the very first sutra is Athato Dharma Vyakhyas. That now we will speak about dharma. And And the first sutra of Vedanta is Athato Brahma Jigyasa. That now we will explain or we will inquire into the absolute reality. So Purvamimamsa is all about dharma. And then it defines what is dharma. So Chodana Lakshana Artha Dharma. So dharma is the prescription given in the Veda. So they speak the same. Therefore it says Veda pranihito dharmo yadharmas tad viparya Vedo Narayana Sakshat Swam Bhuriti Shushrum. It says that dharma is that which is prescribed by the Vedas. That is defined as dharma. This is the definition of dharma given by Purvamimamsa. And adharma is just the opposite of that. So if Veda says Satyam Vada, that is a statement in the Vedas, be truthful. Which means not being truthful is then adharma. Which means then you are punishable. Mahinsyat sarva bhutana. Don't kill any living being. That is injunction in the Veda. Which means if you kill somebody, you are punishable. That is adharma. So this is the meaning of Veda pranihito dharma. And then they are saying that Veda Narayana Sakshat. That the Veda is directly the Lord Narayana himself. It is a personification of the Lord. This is Lord in its sound form. Because Veda is not written by anybody, there is no human author for this. It came from the Lord. So it says Sakshat Swam Bhuriti Sushram. It says this is what we have heard. That Veda is directly the Supreme. Vedena pranihito vihita ved vihitatvam dharmatvam iti. So we say that which is prescribed. So then in the Vedas there are various types of statements. There are 5 types of statements. Vidhe, Nished, Arthavad, Mantra. So these are the and Namdev. 5 types of statements are analyzed in the Purvamimamsa. Out of that, dharma is the vidhi, the injunction. Wherever there is an injunction which says that you should do this, that is dharma. If there is just a description, that is not dharma. So therefore Purvamimamsakas say that the Upanishads are not important. There is no injunction in it. It's only talking Satyam Jnanam Anantam Dharma. Brahman is Satya Jnana Anantam. This is not important. The important statement is that Agnihotrena Juhyat. We should perform Agnihotra every day. Ahar Sandhyam Upasita. Every day you should do Sandhya Vandan, chanting of the mantras at twilight time. So this is dharma. Because here there is an injunction, you should do this. Rules. So that is called dharma. That is dharma swarupam tatra ved vidhi reva pramanam. So this is the swarupa or the nature of the dharma. And ved vidhi reva pramanam. And this here the pramana, the authority, is the injunction itself. So when it is said you should, that should has the power in it. This is the theory of Purvamimamsa. In Sanskrit there are tenses which are imperative cases. Lot lakar. So anything which is in lot lakar, that has the power in it. And they say that because that is what inspires you to do it. So that is called vidhi. And if you do it by following that vidhi, then it gives you the result. So from where the power comes for giving the result, they say it is because of the comparative case. So that is, he says, is pramana. Pramanam cha uktam, and pramana is also spoken because it is coming from the Lord himself. Danda karana prashnena adharmasya prishtatvad adharmasya swarupam pramanam chahu tadviparyo yogveda nishiddha. And although they did not ask what is adharma, they also said adharma, that Veda pranihito dharmo hiya dharma tad viparya. That opposite of dharma is adharma. So why they are talking about adharma? Because they had asked question about punishment. So punishment is only for those people who are not following dharma. So for that reason they also define adharma is that which is prohibited by the Vedas. Ved nishedha eva tasmin pramana. And because it is prohibited, that is its authority. So something which is prohibited, if you do that, then you are punishable. Swambhuriti Narayanasya Nishwas Matrena Swayameva Bhavati iti tatha cha Shruti. So Veda is called Swayambhu, or born by itself. So it is supposed to have appeared from the breath of the Lord by itself. So there is a statement which he quotes, Asya Mahato Bhutasya Nishvasitam Etad Rigveda Yajurveda Samveda Atharveda Itihas Puranam. So that the Vedas came out from the breath. When he breathed, then the Vedas came out. Which means that just like you are breathing, you don't make any effort for that. So like that, the Vedas appeared from the Lord without much effort on his part, naturally. Otherwise, to write some book, you have to do some mental exercise. It takes a lot of effort and time. But breathing, you can breathe even when you are sleeping. So which means that for Lord, Vedas is natural knowledge. You don't have to sit down and think or make some extra effort to give the Vedic knowledge. That is the meaning of Swayambhu, or born by itself. So now the question comes that who is this Narayana? So he answers that in the next verse. Yena swadhamniyami bhava raja sattvatamo mayaha gunanam kriya rupair vibhavyante yatha tatham. So all the living beings in this material world, which are divided in three classes as Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic, because they are under the influence of these three gunas of Prakriti. They are all created by the Lord, who is sitting in his own abode. Means he remains situated in his own place, and from there he creates the various qualities, names, forms and activities. So it is described in Manusmriti also that Lord created this with the Vedic knowledge. And Om Tat Sat iti Nirdeso Brahmana Pravakrita. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says that this Om Tat Sat, this comes from the Brahman, which is also Ved. Meaning of the word Brahman also means Veda. So Lord creates all these name and forms, what object will be called by which name. So So this is decided by the Veda in the beginning. Later on human beings have so many other languages and give different names. But in the beginning there was Vedic knowledge and Sanskrit was there, and the names were given through Sanskrit. So Veda decides that this is called Prithvi, this is called water. So that is being described here. Kosau Narayana Statrahu Yena Swadhamni Vakunthe Sthitva Eva Ami Bhava Pranina Sankalp Matranaiva. So Lord is situated in Vakuntha, and being there just by His will He creates. So He desires to create, He didn't have to do any special effort for that. So Sakshat Lokanu Srija. He glanced, which means desiring, that I create the worlds. So this is how the creation happens. And Guna Santatvade, Guna, the qualities means such as peacefulness. Namani, the various names, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Ityadini. Kriya, Adhyanadi, various activities. Rupani, Varnashramadi, so various divisions of humanity. As Krishna said, Chaturvarnam Mayasrishtam Gunakarma Vibhag, that I created these 4 divisions according to the nature of people and their activities. So these are all made by God in the beginning. Vividhataya srijyante yathayatham yathavat. And then they are propagated and human beings continue. So then he says that Surya Agni Kham Marud Gavha Soma Sandhyani Vishaha Kam Kumkara Dhamiti Heya Dayasa Sakshina. Now to give punishment to somebody, there must be some witness. Right? Because in the court, you cannot be punished if they don't find any proof of your crime. So witness is very important. If you commit a crime and there is no one to witness against you, then you cannot be punished. Court cannot do anything. Even if you kill somebody in front of the judge, he cannot punish you, because even to give judgment he will need some witness. He himself cannot be the witness and the judge simultaneously. So who is the witness for our activities? We are doing so many activities, you are in your room alone. So who is witnessing whether you are doing according to the Vedic injunction or you are doing something against Vedic injunction? So here he gives a list of the witness which are always with you. You cannot avoid them. So these are Surya, sun, is number 1 witness. So in some places there is no sun for 6 months. So there is witness there. So it says number 2 is fire. Fire is there. You burn fire, you have electricity. So this is the number 2. Then there is sky. Come. That is everywhere. Then number 4 is Marut, air. So that is also everywhere. Then there is Gava. Gava actually means cow, but cow is not here. means water. So water is also witness. Then moon, daytime sun, nighttime moon, Soma. Sandhya, the twilights. Somebody say whatever, neither day nor night. No sun, no moon. Do something at that time. So the twilight itself also you witness. And Anni Disha, the day and the directions. And come. Here is come. Come means happiness. Here it means something else. So, who is Prithvi? The earth. We'll see what comes. Okay, come he refers to as night. Then there is earth, then time, and dharma personified. So these are the people who are witness to your activities. Sun, fire, sky, air, senses, moon, twilight, day, night, directions, water, earth, time and dharma. So many. And of course this super soul is also there, Paramatma sitting there. Says that he is also witnessing. So meaning of the time and sky and earth means the presiding deities. Because all these elements exist in our body also. And the presiding deities are also inside us. And these presiding deities have the power to expand themselves. So therefore they are witnessing everything. Koapi na janatu iti papam pumbhir vivekte kriyate. So someone says that some person is committing sin in a solitary place, nobody knows. So how he will be punished? So he says there are witnesses. Atra suryadeo dahiyasya jivasya sakshino. So sun etc. they are the witness of the living being. Yeneva vibhavyante iti purvaneva. And they are also created by God themselves. So then he gives the list of all those people. Etairadharmo vidyata sthanam dandasya yujyate sarve karmanurodhena dandam arhanti karinaha. So he says that they all know the adharma or the wrong activity performed by a person, and that becomes the cause of punishment, the wrong action. And everybody gets punishment according to their karma. So previously said, is it that everybody gets punishment or only some? So they say everybody. Because everybody does something wrong. So dandam arhanti karane. Sthanam etariti dandyanahu sarveva pranina. All everybody, because sometimes we can also make mistakes unknowingly, sometimes knowingly. Sambhavanti hi bhadrani vipritani chanagha karinam guna sambhavasti devani karmakrit. So he says that those who have body, living beings, sometimes they are doing good activities, sometimes they are also doing forbidden activities. And this is because they are under the influence of the gunas of nature. So sometimes you are under the influence of sattva and you do good activity. Sometimes you come under the influence of rajas or tamas and you do wrong activities. You become angry, you lose temper, you abuse somebody out of anger. So, or you do some harm to yourself, take some wrong things. So Veda also says taking liquor or such things is also prohibited. So from dharma point of view, that is also punishable. So he says, therefore everybody has to, he says, dehavan hiya karam. So somebody says, what if someone does nothing? Because you are saying that everybody is doing something, and whatever you do, it is sometimes good, sometimes bad. So best thing is not to do anything. So he says, that is not possible. Because as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, nahi kaschit kshanam api jatu tishthatya karam krit karyate hyavasya karma sarva prakriti jairguni. That no one can stay without doing any action. So everybody is forced to act according to their nature under the influence of gunas. And since gunas are always changing, so sometimes you do wrong and then you are punished for that. So he says, Sarvesham dandatva hetu, the cause for everyone to be punished is this. Sambhavanti viparitani abhadrani papani. So you also perform wrong activities. Yatah karinam karminam gunasango asti eva, because of the power of the gunas. Gunascha sattvadyah punya papa hetavai. And these gunas such as sattva, rajas and tamas, they are the cause of sometimes good and sometimes bad activities. Yava jivamayam dharmiko adharmiko vaiti bhumnaiva vipdesa. So he says sometimes people are called pious, some people are called criminals. So he says that is only because of their predominant behavior. Those who are pious, they also do wrong activities. Those who are criminal, they also do some good activity. But name or some appellation is given because of somebody does something more than the other activities. Somebody is doing more good activities, less bad activities, we say he is a nice person. And vice versa. So now it hang out ended because of the connectivity issues. We should investigate this. It's really hanging out now. So nanu karinam eva gunasanga iti uchyate yadi kaschid akari syat satu adande. This is said that since when some person acts, then only the punishment is given, so better not to act. So he says that is never seen. Everybody is doing something. Sariri yatra punache prasiddheta karuna. If you don't act, you cannot even maintain your body. So at least you have to do something to eat food. And then when you eat food, you may also commit some violence. If you are non-vegetarian, you commit violence. If you are vegetarian, you may also kill some worms or some other living beings in getting the foodstuffs. So there is always some violence involved. Yena yavan yatha dharmo vahiya samihita saiva tatphalam bhukte tatha tavad amutravai. So next the question was, in what way the punishment is given. So he says that punishment is given according to the activity one performs. If one performs severe forbidden activity, then severe punishment. If one performs good pious activity, then there is a good result from that. So that may be here or somewhere else. कथम दंडयति सूत्रमय प्रमाणम यथा येन प्रकारेण धर्मो धर्मो. Also, if you do sinful activity with your body, then the reaction will come on the body. If you do with the speech, then the reaction will come on the speech. Some people are born dumb, they cannot speak. So that may be the result of punishment of misusing the tongue in the past. And if you do some criminal activity through the mind, then you will get punishment in the mind. No peace of mind, disturbance in the mind. So it comes accordingly. Whether it is happiness or suffering. If you do good, then good will also come in the same. So, but it happens as per the scriptural description, what the Shastra is saying. It's not according to one's own mind. यथेह देव प्रवरास्त्रैर्विध्यम् उपलभ्यते भूतेषु गुणवैचित्र्यात् तथा अन्याननुमीयते. So he says, just like here we get some result from our karma, and we all see that there are three types of results which come. Some people are getting some happiness, some people suffering, some people are renounced. Or we have three types of living beings here. That some are pious living beings, some are sinful, some are mixture. So he says same is also after death. That after death also you can be in a situation which is happy, you can be in a situation which is troublesome, or a neutral situation. So that is being described in this verse. Satvadi gun sangha prataksham eva uplabhyatam ityahu. Says that this effect of sattva, rajas and tamas, it is directly perceived here itself. Yaloke travidyam punya papam mishra karmatvena nirnam travidyam. Says that we see three types of people because of three gunas and their mixtures. So that will also be in the life after death. Parloke anya janmani va sukhitvam mishratva dukhitvam travidyam aniyate shastra drashtya. So we can make an inference that similarly there are three destinations after death. You can go to heaven, you can go to hell, or you can be born as a human being again. So human being is a mixture of happiness and distress. Animals, more distressful situation because of ignorance, and heaven more pleasure. So this is understood. Vartamano अन्ययो कालो गुणाभिज्ञापको यथा एवं जन्मानि जन्म अन्ययोर एतद dharma dharma nidarshana. So he says that just as from our present condition we can consider about our past and future. What we are now is the outcome of our past. What we will be in future will be the outcome of the present. So he says similarly we can understand that what kind of birth we will take after death or what we were in our past life. So this is understood. Vartamano anyayo kalo guna bhigyapako yatha. So just as if somebody is angry at present moment, that means something happened before that which was in rajas. An outcome. So similarly, by seeing our present situation, we can understand what we would have been in our past life. And by seeing our present activities, we can also make a guess what we will be in our future life. This is the formula. This is how the dharma is working. Vartaman janmanaiva purva apar janma dharma adharma bhavati sadrishtantama. Says from the present birth itself we can know whether what we were in our past life or whether we were dharmic or adharmic. Because if you are dharmic in the past life, you will be dharmic in this life also. You will be non-violent, you will be charitable, compassionate, peaceful. These are the qualities of dharma. And somebody is adharmic in the past, then he will have disturbed life now. Vartamano vasantadi kale annayor bhut bhavishyate vasantayor guna pushpa phaladyaste samabhigyapavata. So he says if now it is spring season, then we can understand what will be after that or what was before that. So that's when the time for spring is coming, then fruits, flowers start coming. Then we know that before that it was heavy, cold or snow and there is not much growing. So life can also make us understand the same way. So mansaiva pure deva purva rupam vipashyati anumimansataya purvam mansa bhagavanaja. So he says that now they are talking about Yamaraj. That Yamaraj, he is situated in his own city, and just from his mind he can understand what the person was in the past. Because he can understand the status of a person and know what led the person to this situation. And he can also know what will be the future in his mind. Because he has knowledge about the karma, the principle, how the karma works, and how the karma brings different types of results. Which type of karma brings which type of result is known to him, so he can know. It's like if you have land and you have seeds with you, then you know which seed will give which type of fruit or what type of plant will come. It's not that you put tomato and then you're getting carrots out of it. You put tomato seeds, then you know that after some time, few weeks, you will have tomatoes. And if you are having tomatoes now, then you also know that few weeks ago, tomato seeds were sown. So same way Yamaraj actually can know what is future and what was in the past. Ayam cha dharma dharma jnana pakarastu annesham praike dharmarajastu manusayo nishchitameva sarvam pashyati tiya. So they are saying that this knowledge of dharma and adharma, piety and sinful activities, a common person has some vague idea. Means if he is trying to make an inference what one was in the past life or what one, then he may not be very specific or very clear, maybe some rough idea he or she can get. But it says Dharmaraj, he knows it very clearly. So that's what he is referring here. Pura Sanyaminyam Sthitaiva, while sitting in his capital, which is called Sanyamani, Devo Yamaha Purva Rupam Purujan Sarupam Dharma Dharmadi Yuktam Pashyati. He can know the past life, whether it was pious life or it was a sinful life or a mixture. Nanu Antaram Apurvam Vartmanam Bhavi Rupam Mimansate. And he also knows what will happen in the future. यदि अस्य अनुरूपम तद विचारेति भगवान सर्वज्ञ जो ब्रह्मतुल्य. So why? Because he can deliberate by seeing the present condition, because he is sarvagya, he knows the principle of karma, he is powerful like Brahma. यथाज्ञस्तं सायुक्त उपास्ते व्यक्तमेवि न वेद पूर्वम अपरम नष्ट जन्म स्मृतिस्तथा. So those who are ignorant people, they only see what is manifest at present. He is not knowing anything else. And like a person who is dreaming, so he sees the bodies in the dream and does not know what happens when one is awake. So in the same way he says that people, they forget their past lives and they only see what is happening in the present and not knowing anything about the past and future. Because the question may be that why that people have performed wrong activities, they suffer and still they don't change. They continue to do the same thing. So this is because people do not have knowledge of the past. Jivasya tu purvapara jnana bhavat papadav pravrittir na chitram. So many times people ask this, that why that people engage in activity. So one of the reasons is that they have no idea what happened in the past. And therefore they continue doing sinful activities. Says this is not very wonderful. Yatha tamsaha yukta pashvadi vyaktam vartman deham eva upaste. So he said just like animals, they only know about their present body. They have no idea absolutely what happened in the past. At least human beings, we can think that we had a body in the past. Animals don't think like that. And they also don't think of any future. That's why they're peaceful. Because they live in the present, naturally. That's the only thing they live in. They don't dream that tomorrow I will plan like this and I will do this and I will go there and I will say this to this person. No. He is worried about what is happening now. So also they are worried only about the present body. Vartman deham eva upaste yatheshta hara me sukhyati. And they try to get pleasure in the present body by food, etc. They don't make plan. Human beings, those at least who know about future life, future birth, they may make some plan that I want to act in this way so that I can get this type of birth. Now human beings also don't know that. So tathaiva naro api nashta janmana eva smritir yasya iti purva pragyana bhaveta. So he says human beings are also like animals in that sense that mostly they don't have knowledge. And therefore they also continue. Although they have the facility to know, but they have also lost their memory. And then they continue with their senses. So we'll stop here and they'll still continue till the end of this chapter. They really talk of all the Purnimansa. And then only in the next chapter, Vishnu Dutas, they will completely refute their point. And we'll speak about the name, the power of the name. So did you invite anybody here?
Yeah, invited all your circles.
But why it says that no one has been invited to this hangout?
I don't know, I started out by inviting the whole circle.
It says nobody has been invited.
Question
Yes.
about committing and doing mistakes. Is that
About what?
doing mistakes? Doing mistakes is due to the fact that we are under the influence of the Tribuna.
Yes.
Then that only who can transcend this can without the defect.
So that's what we have to do.
But
So, people who make mistakes unknowingly,
There?
people who make mistakes unknowingly, you know, they're just not aware of, they're doing something, they're not aware that it's wrong.
Yeah.
What, does it say anything about,
Because I remember it cut. Because the connection had cut and then it restarted, and that's why it's in the main way.
Yes.
is it just the same? Is it looked at just the same as someone doing the mistake
Knowing?
knowingly?
No. They are different. Knowing mistake knowingly or unknowingly have different punishment. It's like in the law also, when the judge decides punishment, they also see the intention. It's a very important part of judgment or jurisprudence. That whether the person was actually intending to commit this offense or it happened by the circumstance. So there are different punishment for that. If one did it intentionally, then there is severe punishment in comparison to if it happened because of the circumstance.
I have a question. What about when a monkey takes your glasses and the monkey's expecting something from you? So the monkey's thinking it in the future. Like today.
Yes.
If you give him fruit, he's thinking he's going to give me something. So
Well, when I say future, he's not thinking that you will give him fruit tomorrow.
But after he takes the glasses, he's thinking that a little bit in the future.
Yeah, that's why I
Maybe a
said
little
that.
bit of the future. Or
This is, if you want to call that future, okay, you can call it future, but he's worried that I get little food now. And then he goes away. He's not thinking that I take his glasses and I'll get 20 kg of banana from this guy, 5 kg I'll eat today and then I'll eat the rest for next few days. He doesn't think like that. He's thinking I get something now. So if you extend the present in a few minutes, that is also present.
Yeah, it's questionable even if they're thinking a few minutes after that, because today we were down in Old Vrindavan and we saw a couple of monkeys, different monkeys with glasses, and no one was around. And they were just like, they just had the glasses and they were just playing with them.
They were just his glasses. They were his glasses.
Also these monkeys are trained, actually, they are not doing it themselves. People have trained them to do that when you walk, they will come and take your glasses, and then immediately somebody will come to you. Oh, give me this much money or buy this fruit. This is a business. This is actually human beings who are doing it. And then the monkey gets something to eat and this man has sold his bananas. This is the trick.
So, changing the subject, I can change my karma from past lives at this moment
Yeah.
by doing the to Dharma?
Yes.
I'm able to control that.
Not completely, but you can exercise some control. It's not possible to change everything.
That's some of it.
Yeah. But there are two ways of changing. One change is that something changes externally. Usually we think like that. And the type of change which we will read here, that is an internal change, which means that you change inside and then the situation does not disturb you. All that is coming as a result of your past karma. Because karma is not a living being who comes and creates trouble for you. Karma only creates a situation for you. And then in that situation you feel happy or you feel distressed. So changing karma can mean two things. One is that your external situation is changed favorably or unfavorably. Other is that you can change your mental setup in such a way that external thing does not disturb you. So that is also as good as changing. So here what we will read when the Vishnu Dutas speak and when we talk of Vedanta, it is not, Purmimamsa is talking about changing externally. And Vedanta proposes to change internally. So changing externally is temporary. Because you change and then it will change again. Because things are not in your control all the time. But if you change internally, then you have changed. So then under any circumstances you can be happy. Nothing can bother you. So that is the solution which will be given here. That is the fight between Purmimamsa and Uttarmimamsa. So Purmimamsa is more alluring because it is more understandable to people that I change something outside, because that's what we are doing all the time. What we are trying to do is trying to make a change outside. Whether have a nice wife or nice house or nice car or good situation, all external. But I remain the same. And therefore what happens that because you remain the same, you still suffer. Because you still have the potential to suffer, which you have not changed. So Vedanta says that don't try to change external, because even if you change, it is not permanent. Today you are rich, your money can also be lost. And so many ways it can be. There can be natural calamity. Many people lost their houses now in the Sandy hurricane came. So what can you do? So external situation changed without their doing anything. So Vedanta says that you change internally. That even in that situation, you are not affected. So that is the spirit. That is spirituality. So this is the difference between religion and spirituality. Religion means changing externally. Spirituality means changing internally.
I'm thinking about today's world when the tenets of sinful activity, such as like drinking and smoking and sex life, well, when it's outside of Dharma, it's so normal today in society. People don't even see it as something wrong,
Yes.
right? What is their position? You can understand that from their previous, that's continuing in this life, because they were into it in their past life, right? So that's why they're born into this situation. You know, like I'm thinking of incidences of young children. They're born into families who are living like families of dacoits,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And their whole mentality is framed that this is normal, this is how we live, and it's right for them. How can they get out of that?
They cannot get out. You see, this is a very complicated thing. First of all, you have to understand that what they are talking is, they are not talking about such people. These rules of dharma are not applicable to them. Now the rules of punishment are applicable to them.
No.
These rules of dharma and adharma are applicable to those people who are within the fold of Vedas. Means those who know Veda and they understand, and then they don't follow, then they are punishable for that. But those who have no idea what is dharma, then they are not treated with this principle. They are treated more with the animal principle, just like animals are not punishable. Because they are following their nature, they are already suffering. What more to punish them? So they continue with that. So the Shastra is applicable for somebody who knows Shastra and who is within the fold of Shastra. If somebody is outside the fold of Shastra, then what is the point in applying this to him?
So someone can be an atheist and be doing all of this and they're fine. They're not incurring.
They are already suffering. What do you mean fine? What is fine about them? It is you think you are fine, you go and see them actually. From spiritual point of view, what is fine? Nothing.
So they're not incurring any karma?
No, they are incurring karma, but these rules which are described, they are not exactly applicable like that. Because everybody has some sense of good or bad.
Right,
So that will be applicable to them.
to the karma.
Yeah. But not severely like this. If somebody knows Manusmriti and is actually born in a family where it is applicable, then it is applicable to him. It's like a state law. So law, you cannot apply the law of another country in this country. I'm born in this country, so I have to know the law of this country that is applicable to me. So similarly, if you are born in the Vedic society, then the law of Veda is applicable to you, not to the others. To them something else will be applicable. That's why Krishna says that this law of karma is not easy to understand. It is not uniform. It's not like that if someone commits a particular type of crime, then although in law also there is a discrimination whether somebody is adolescent or somebody is not adolescent, right? So then there is a different law for them. So why for adolescent and somebody who is not yet juvenile there is a different, because they say that this person has not developed sense of discrimination yet. Right?
For that act.
Right?
Yeah.
So it is also same here. And those people who have not developed this sense of discrimination yet, what is dharma and what is adharma, then the rules of dharma are not exactly applicable like that. They will be punishable. Even juvenile crime they also have to be punished.
So because they have no choice.
Yes. So it is not, but it is not same. Or somebody is mentally insane, then they are not punished in the same way as the same person. So why is that? Because they are not capable.
They don't understand properly.
Yes. So in that sense, dharma is not blindly applied. So Ajamila was a person who was born in a Brahmana family, as we read earlier, and they will also talk about him. So therefore he is punishable, because he knew that what he is doing is wrong. So therefore it is said that knowledge is also a burden, something Everything has two sides. Knowledge is power. Knowledge gives you strength. You can plan, you can make good decisions. But if you don't use it properly, then you are also liable to be punished.
Liability is there. Liability is there.
Yes. So whenever you get certain facility, there is also a certain responsibility which comes along with it.